Battlefield of Eternity, map number 1. So we're still in the loser's bracket, everybody. Eternal conflict continues. The Raccoons against Racencourt. Now, there is a sub today for Racencourt. Ether isn't here and Khaldor is subbing in for him. Had a bit of a break in order to wait for him to arrive. Why? Why? I mean, come on. For the love of God. Why does this start with a Cho'Gall ban? That is... Okay. Alright, alright. Losers bracket. We are in the Eternal conflict. This is the playoffs. The teams still have a chance to make it to the grand final, obviously, but whoever loses in this best of 5 is out. And I gotta admit that it just grates on me that we have Cho'Gall already being banned. I would have loved to see a little bit more Cho'Gall action on this one. But, okay, so Muradin and Hog are also eliminated. Chromie is getting the axe. And with that, we still have Hanzo, Vala available, Greymane is available, Li Ming is available. So lots of heroes that you would normally pick on Battlefield of Eternity to get immortal damage in. Let's start with Tyrael here. Plenty of damage dealers. You don't have to go into one of them immediately. But Tyrael, as I said in the last series, he's been played a lot right now. So he gets a lot of action. We got Chen and we got Li Ming. Not eliminated, picked, well, I guess eliminated from the pool. So Chen and Li Ming are in. Gives a little bit of poking. And off we go. There should be a rule just in general that you can't ban fun heroes. The problem is that we can't agree on what fun heroes are, but it's the same when I see the Vikings being banned, for example. That happened a couple of times. I don't care that your opponent is known for playing it. I want to see that crap. So give it to me. Same with Azmodan. Azmodan has so far not been banned, but he also doesn't see as much player as I would love. I would hope that with this being the first tournament in the new patch, we would get a little bit more action around it. But we've had plenty of Azmodan games. And I gotta say, the win rate on him was generally pretty good. So the conditions need to align properly, but seeing a bit more of that would be nice. It's kind of wild, by the way. We have a double tank now, a proper double tank for Racencourt. So they run Tyrael as a side laner, and then Diablo as their main tank. You don't get to see that too often. This is also a map where you can, I don't want to say neglect, but where it's not that important to have massive minion clear, since obviously you're running only 2 lanes. So they are already looking at teamfight opportunities. And with Tyrael, they have a few very nice tools here. Could, of course, then also pick more into this. For example, try and get Greymane, boost him. Anything that follows up on Judgment would be another option. So there's definitely a few things that they can do. But this is a beefy frontline that they're running right now. With Malfurion. Scorch is back on his Malfurion shenanigans. I like it. And then we get Varian from Lopaka. That leaves us with Disciple. They could go double mage. They've done it before. And get us his Orphea. Ana got banned as well. And of course now we got over on the red team side the final 2 picks for this one. And let's see what especially Lavakal is going to pick here. Hanzo. So you could get Judgment into Hanzo Arrow. And we go full triple front line with Imperius. So they can be really aggressive with those 3. And here comes Orphea. So they're indeed going for the double mage. Well, this kicks us off. Battlefield of Eternity is our first map, ladies and gentlemen. So let's jump straight in. We got Racencourt going up against the Raccoons. Game 1. On the left side, in blue, we got Disciple on Orphea. Yeah, back to his usual shenanigans here. With Ubi on Chen. Morenas is playing Li Ming. We got Scorch on Malfurion. And Lopaka with Varian. As over on the right side, Racencourt is playing with Machko on Diablo. We got Itrax on the side lane with Tyrael. And then the triple lane continues with Imperius being played by Lavakal. Or the triple front line. Bronic on Hanzo and Balor on Lucio. So it's actually not even guaranteed that we're seeing Tyrael at the top. Could be Imperius. Apparently the both of them are going to share the responsibility here. So the Battle Brothers right there. So we get all those angels in. Morena's already looking to get some damage connected. Ubi, I'm not so sure. That Chen skin, I'm sorry. He just looks soft in that. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Chen just looks soft when he picks this skin. War Master Chen, you know, that's an absolute monster. He's like full alpha wipes and everything, but that's... Chen is just wearing his pajama here. There is one hero that is good in a pajama, and that is Abatha. But that is just, I mean, that's honestly what I wear when I try and go to bed, and that's about it. So yeah, I am not okay with this. Actually, Li Ming, hello? Woof! Li Ming gets killed. Okay, so that's both of the mages gone. Li Ming and Ophia. By the way, Raccoon check, correct? I checked Chen already, so he has also a check. So we got the Raccoon mounts back, apparently. 2 out, let's see, Li Ming. Ooh, Morenas. Yellow card. Yellow card right there. Goes for the bottle. No Raccoon mounts. The good old days for the Raccoons, you know, where they actually cared, where they had passion, where they went, oh my god, get wrecked, son, damn. So they came in swinging. Apparently they're out for revenge, and they're getting it. They're getting 3 kills at the bottom of the map. Absolutely slapping them. Good stuff. That was wild. First a quick kill against Hanzo, and then this play, but damn, that was crazy. So, alright. The Raccoons are back out. The Raccoons, for me personally, are still one of the biggest surprises that we had in this entire year. I don't even know exactly anymore where they popped up as a team, but it must have been roughly in Q2, I think. And they even won some of the tournaments. So they immediately started to establish themselves as one of the top teams in the scene. And it's massively impressive. So these guys are the real deal. And the playstyle that they generally show with all of that aggression is pretty cool. So very happy to have them play this out here. Definitely not as much experience as some other teams here. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of the members of the team have obviously a lot of experience. But if you compare that to the boys that played previously in HGC or something along those lines, and there is still a gap, of course. But it's pretty cool to just see them perform, see them play. And them going up against the Polish team now on the right side, that's also something. And in addition to that, Rospedol has the advantage that they're playing in red right now. So they're already playing in the home nation's colors here. And taking additional strength from that. It's a little bit similar when we play on a winter map like Aldrich Pass and there's a Russian-Ukrainian team. Obviously they're playing better on home turf as well. It's the home team advantage that comes in. But yeah, a little hit against the Immortal over here. Taunt is in, so we got that now too. And the halftime show goes to the red team for now. So off we go. Tyrael gets killed at the top. Ophia slapping the explosion. Hello, Li Ming. And she gets murdered. Nice. Yeah, not bad. So that gives us 4 kills to 4 right now. We have at the same time now Machko trying to escape, and he's going to get targeted down as well. No chance of escape. We have Ophia dropped, Ophia dropping Diablo, and that's the 5th kill for the team. But the red team will most likely still get the Immortal. Well, now that Lucio's going down, I'm not that convinced anymore, but we had a sneaky play from Itrex from the top, coming in with Imperius and taking the last few hit points away. So now the objective goes to Rospedol, but the question is of course then also, how much can they actually do with it? 6 kills to 4. Teamfights went a little bit better for the Raccoons, and obviously if you are doing better in team fights and you can maintain that throughout the game, then you find yourself in a pretty decent spot mid and late game because the death timers have increased. And every single kill gives you more control over the map, and that's what we're seeing with Imperius now going down. They have a better chance of taking the Immortal out. The shield is already gone. And this is gonna be the end of the first objective with, I suppose, the wall destroyed and the fort scratched a little bit, with Disciple keeping everybody away and just chomping down the wave, the minion wave. They're not having enough damage to stop the Immortal from doing any fort damage at all, but hey. As a first objective, I suppose the Raccoons are pretty okay with losing this one. They have the leading experience right now, so that helps. Diablo gets locked down again. 87 stacks on his baseline now. Lopaka, though, yeah, gets murdered. Hanzo gets the kill against Varian. Yeah, poor Varian. First, he had that... Okay, so with the camp down at the bottom of the map, they could now maybe try and push this a little bit further even. Next minion wave, if they can get that in too. But yeah, Bottle is back up. Ophir. Disciple is also on a Raccoon. Disciple is 100% on a Raccoon. He's always on a Raccoon. That means that the majority is actually running Raccoons now in this game. Yeah, Scorch is running a little bit... No, Scorch is also on a Raccoon. Okay, so I like it. So the only one that is really standing out here is Morenas. Morenas is the trader on the team. So if the blue team loses and Morenas dies a lot, then we know clearly that he's been paid and somebody needs to check his PayPal account because there is something fishy going on. He's the only one out of the 5, if I'm not mistaken, that is not using a Raccoon at this point. And I don't think that's necessarily a coincidence. How many times has he died? Ha! 2 times. Telling you. So, yeah, coincidence? I don't think so. Now, with that, we have topside. Already Imperious playing it very safe. They don't have vision. The blue team is taking the camp, but they could also be sitting here. So Atrax is just stalling the lane out a little bit and plays this very safe. Does only go for the globe and nothing else. Level 10 abilities are there. Slight advantage for the Raccoons on this account, but not really a big one. There's not a huge gap that they can run here. Red team is going to get their own level 10 any second now. And well, there it is. But maybe a head start. Diablo with Apocalypse, Judgment, and the Arrow. So there's a lot of CC tools that they can use on the... Oh, beautiful! Arrow into Apoc. That one was glorious. And they get an insta-kill on Malfurion. The problem is that they're also starting to lose a few heroes. Diablo being one of them. And Li Ming with the resets aims for Lucio and takes him down second. So that started well for Rospedol and then quickly turned against them. Diablo had his soul stacks together and is now on his way back into the fight. Disciple has a death wish apparently and somehow still made it. Oh, both of them get away. Hanzo? Yeah, Hanzo tried to be sneaky here but couldn't get the kill. So this is how that all started. Look at that arrow. Arrow into Apocalypse, beautifully placed. And then they get a kill on the support, which took the sustain away from the Raccoons. One of the reasons why they weren't able to fight out longer. But now they go for Diablo again. There's the taunt. And he's basically dead. And so is Lucio. The two of them are really having a tough time. They're going for Imperious. Try the follow-up on Lavakal. Wow, 7 HP. 7 hit points. And he gets out. Hanzo gets killed and the Raccoons are just on an absolute tear. So, yeah, they are crushing it currently. Raccoons are just getting kill after kill after kill. Yeah, but their weak link is Malfurion. Doesn't really surprise. The guy's apparently 10,000 years old. That you are just becoming weak and fragile after such a long time is absolutely understandable. So, while he just waddles his way into battle and looks for, where's my pudding? Tries to get some food and doesn't even know where he is anymore, it makes sense that you would go for him first because he's just the easiest kill that he can get in that lineup. So, totally understandable. But every now and then he throws a heal out and you know that makes it all worth it. So, full on second objective for the blue team. Get a 50% shield with that. Yeah, Varian, by the way, is also another trader. I haven't even realized this, but Lopaka is riding on the wolf here. People have, by the way, suggested that Li Ming is riding the vodka bottle. And you know what? I can get behind that. I'm not quite sure if I'm giving him a full pass, that he didn't go for the Raccoon, but that makes perfect sense to me. So, yeah, Li Ming apparently is just fully embracing the stereotypes and is doing her thing. They are pushing at the top now with the entire team, by the way. They haven't even put anybody down to the bottom of the map to deal with Imperials. They're just saying, we're going to slap you around so hard at the top lane that you're not going to be able to sit down for game number 2 anymore. And that's where we're at right now. Talent advantage, 5-man, they got the Immortal, and they dropped that fort. Easy. And look for kills at the same time. Varian doesn't have his taunt up, but in another couple of seconds he will get the next charge. So there's a shot to maybe push this further. At least take the gate out and 1 or 2 of the towers. And so far so good. So that's a nice second objective. Very successful one for the Raccoons. And they're starting to take the lead here. Now with that we now have 45,000 damage for Ophir. We get 29,000 for Hanzo. And down here at the bottom of the map, they have to, of course, like deal with the minion waves right now. Again, they were fully focused on top lane. But they have also some more camps that they can take. And there's another fort up for grabs. Taunt on Tyrael. And Atrax is able to get out. It's a pretty kill-heavy game. 2 kills per minute essentially is what we're seeing here. Now 10, 11 minutes into it. Diablo sitting on the side, waiting for his moment. They're trying to get that Apo combo once again, and they should be able to pull that off. Arrow, there it is! And this time it doesn't work out. Nope, Chen immediately kicked it up, and then they just started to fall back and get the kill on Diablo. The ragdoll gets kicked towards the middle of the map, and they are trying to at least get a counter kill on Ophia, but even that isn't working out. The fort is about to be destroyed as well, so that's 2 forts down right now. And that should be the end of Itrax. So that is Tyrael gone. Where is he? Oh, nice! Bronick is able to survive. Tyrael didn't make it, neither did Imperius. So both of them are gone. Oh, and Morenas gets the kill over the wall against Hanzo. That's 4 gone now. Li Ming is on an absolute warpath here. 40,000 damage in the game, only puts her in second spot on the blue team. But damn, these guys mean business. So, yeah, they're destroying the wall at the bottom of the map. The objective is popping up too. 17 kills to 7 right now. And off we go. Yeah, maybe riding that vodka bottle is giving Li Ming some secret powers that we didn't know of. It's easy, Khaldor. Every game, every kill, 1 sip of vodka. As long as you have vodka, you want more kills. Because you want more vodka, you play better. It's easy. You get easy victory. So, yep, Morenas. I've never talked to the guy. Definitely doesn't sound like that. But, well, that's 16. We gotta embrace at least a couple of stereotypes here. 17 kills to 7, 16 on the board, 2 level gap, and bam, they are wrecking it. And now Li Ming obviously has even more tools at her disposal, so Morenas can, with Mirror Ball, get even more burst damage in. If you give this guy a couple of resets, he is going to absolutely crush you. So, yeah, some crazy games from them. And look at that Immortal. Full on 100% shield. We're talking 27,000 HP at this point. And it's traveling bot lane. They are going to rip this keep apart. This thing doesn't stand a prayer. So that's gonna be nasty. And Rospiadol, they are trying again. Apocalypse gets dodged out. Root on the ground. Here comes Tyrael with his own engage, trying to use Judgment. And it's just not working right now. Tyrael is in trouble. The entire team is on the run. Imperius might even be a little bit too deep on this. They're trying to stop them early, of course. Ults are being used all over the place. Very nice delivery into an Hanzo arrow. But it's still not enough to net them a kill here. Maybe Lopaka can be dropped. But the keep is already getting attacked by the Immortal and likely going to fall. Machko is about to get slapped by Disciple. Ophia wants the kill. Zones him out with the ult. And then they go in and drop the Lord of Terror. In the back, Itrax gets his ass moonfired by Malfurion. The keep is gone. And now, of course, the core is the only thing standing between the Raccoons and a victory in game number 1. Labakal is on the run here. Diablo back, but without souls, and he's struggling. Just a weak kitten, not a lot of terror in the slightest, so definitely named wrong. As Imperius falls, and this is pretty much it. We're 15 minutes in, and game number 1 goes to the Raccoons. They drop Lulcio, they go for Tyrael and kill him as well. And that is just a clinic. I mean, honestly, massive play from the Raccoons here. 21 kills to 7, and the lead in the best of 5 for the blue team. GG. We're going to head straight into game number 2, but before we do, once again guys, if you enjoy the coverage on the channel here, if you enjoy the match, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. It also helps to boost the game to an even wider audience. And of course, it helps to get people back into Heroes of the Storm, as the algorithm recommends the videos to people that were interested in Heroes of the Storm in the past. So again, before I continue, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Appreciate it. And with that, we're heading straight into the second map of the series. Dragonshire is the second map of the series. We have the Raccoons with a pretty nice showing on map number 1. I mean, they snowballed it hard. They got the kills in the earlier stages, but Rospidol was able to fight back, and then later it was just one kill after another. Li Ming with reset after reset, Ophia as usual with enormous amounts of damage, the Disciple with some great plays there too, but Morena was just crushing it. Now we're going into the second map of the series, and Rospidol, they kinda gotta step it up a little bit. Now, we'll see if the strategy changes for Dragonshire. I hate these Cho'Gall bans, by the way. There are a couple of teams that are obviously known to play Cho'Gall. Sure. And especially when we're talking about Rospedol, they played a lot. I mean, we had Mac Bronick, is that Shogal quite a bit. We have other teams in the past that are known for their Shogal performance. But it just breaks my heart every single time that I see him banned out, because it could be a fun one, you know? So seeing that happen would be nice, but yeah, they just get rid of Cho'Gall, don't want to deal with it. It's a little bit of an X-Factor play or ban as well, where you know you are used to play against certain compositions, and anything that just upsets that, you're just like, yeah, how about we just don't? So they're trying to get rid of this quickly. Junkrat is the first one to be picked. Lots of mobility on Dragonshire, of course, too, that he can then use. And, well, our starting picks, we get Sylvanas and we get Blaze. Okay. So, Sylvanas, a lot of push power there. Possession also with the new Inspire mechanic, always kind of nice. Take away from the potential push on your opponent, give it to your own. And the same was also true, obviously, before the old patch, but I think it's just like a little bit more dominant right now. You get more out of it. Garrosh and Anduin. Okay, so Anduin is in, together with Junkrat. Every single time that I see Garrosh these days, I wish that a team would go back to this Garrosh Tigers combo that we've seen a few times. I think, was it even this tournament? It might have been in Group A, honestly. But, yeah. So, either way, we have, for now, the front line established for Rospedol. They were going for this like triple front line in the last game with even 2 massive tanks, considering that they also used Tyrael on the side lane. And it just didn't really work out. The combos were actually executed well occasionally. They got twice a full combo off with Hanzo's arrow into Diablo's Apocalypse. The problem was simply it didn't do enough damage. They got the lock in and then they couldn't follow up on it. Only the first time that they executed it was successful. So right now we have Ophia banned out. So she's gone. I mean, for good reason. Rhaegar and Tyrael get picked. Disciple. I mean, Disciple has been playing Cassia, we've seen him Alarak, so there's still a lot of heroes that he can deviate into. But it is always kind of fun to see these respect bans come in against Virgil with his Diva, against the Disciple with his Ophia, and then obviously when we're talking about the old SDHCC players, there's a few that they're very known for too. Cassia is now eliminated as an option for Disciple though, because Balor locked it in, and we then have Yrel as our side laner for the red team. So they definitely know what they're doing in the bans here. They're trying to target away a couple of the choices that we have for the Raccoons that the players are known for. Instead, now we get Hanzo, so Sylvanas Hanzo for damage. And, well, this is map number 2, so for Rospedol, it would really do well to win this one. You don't want to go 0-2 in the series, even though we had reverse sweeps in this specific tournament already. So, either way, let's check it out. Map number 2, Dragonshire. The Raccoons in blue on the left with Disciple on Sylvanas this time. We get the Overwhelming Affliction on level 1. Ubi is playing Blaze. I honestly want to see Ubi also on Zeratul again. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see him lock that in later at some point if there's a chance for it. Depends a bit, of course, also how many games we have in the series. Scorch on Rhaegar, Morenas on Hanzo, and we get Lopaka on Tyrael. Over on the right side of the map, Lavekal is going for stacks with Thunderstroke. He's playing Cassia. We got Itrax on Yrel, Balor on Anduin, Bronick is playing Junkrat, and then Machko is on Garrosh for that frontline action. So, time for Rospedol to step it up a bit and see that they can put a point in here. Yeah, a little bit of minion blocking attempt with the entire team. Those were always the fun ones when you had teams like trying to properly pull that off, and honestly with all the effort that they put into it, it never really amounted to anything too serious, which was a bit of a shame. It would be kind of cool if we had still some of these mechanics in. Yeah, I don't know, there's a couple of mechanics in other games as well that I personally enjoy quite a bit, but yeah, I think Heroes did really well in eliminating certain things that are not necessarily needed. Also add a lot of variety by adding maps, and one of the most ingenious things for me personally outside of just using more maps was also objectives, because it just forces team to be out on the map and do something instead of just playing mega passive around the security of towers, sitting in jungles, and just having an early game that is boring as hell. So those are definitely a lot of positives that came in as Blizzard put their own spin onto the mobile genre. Or back then, the hero brawler. But talking about brawling, we're going to be brawling out the top lane with both teams now in mercenary camps. We have Hanzo against Junkrat at the bottom of the map. Over here it's a 3 versus 3. And Cassia is attempting to get herself some additional stacks together. The more you can stack now, the better you're going to be sitting in the late game, of course. And, well, the first one to fall is Anduin. Ooh, and they get the double kill. Anduin and Urel. So this entire push successful for the Raccoons. And, ooh, this is gonna hurt. For Cassia, it's nice that she can still stack here. But to tell you the truth, they're gonna lose a lot. And Hanzo at the bottom of the map gets eliminated by Garrosh, rotating over. So that's, I think, at least a little... Oh, no! A little sliver of hope at the horizon is what I was about to say. But then Cassia dies at the top and all of a sudden the entire fort is gone. So, that's wild. 2 minutes in, and the fort is eliminated. Disciple is most likely gonna die. I still call Worth. I mean, at this point, he might even... unbelievable. He even gets out. So, now we have the first fort gone, and that immediately tilts the scales in passive experience income that we have between the two teams. So, this is huge. This is actually a massive, massive advantage, just because it happens this early. So now you have more control over the top lane. It is harder for your opponent to get access to the top side shrine. And they should be very happy about this. That push with the mercenary camp and then 2 minion waves behind it was glorious. 23 stacks for Cassia, so she's at good numbers. And the red team is threatening a Dragonite right now. It's a bit of a trap that was set up, by the way, with the Bermuda Triangle here in the middle. But you also have to make sure that Urel doesn't rotate in and all of a sudden makes a play. Uh-oh, Tyrael, alright. They also had an experience, of course, by now. Not only because of the passive experience increase, that's going to take longer to really have a serious effect, but also more because of the hero experience that they had. And they're now executing another push at the bottom of the map. Not even YOLOing into the shrine immediately, but instead more interested in getting those siege giants protected. So no more threat of the Dragonite being claimed by Rospedol. And, well, here we go. Garrosh is hoping to get an opportunity to throw someone on the other side of the wall. That hasn't happened so far. Mid lane, Urel needs to be also cautious. She's going up against 2 now. That is 7 talents obviously give the blue team even more of a lead. And here comes the push. So that's a 2-man push together with a minion wave. And you're gonna get some value here. You're not gonna go for another fort right away. But every tower that you can take down is, of course, helping. Every gate that you can break is going to give you more vision and safety. And they're doing a lot here. Now, the problem is still that Rospedol has the control over the shrines and is threatening the decay. But with Blaze now moving towards the top, he's going to attempt to break that. Atrax is already there, gets a jump in, so he will interrupt it. And the Dragonite is indeed taken. So now they just have to do some serious damage with it. And Rhaegar gets killed. So they got a double whammy now. They go for the play against Rhaegar, and then they grab the objective too. So now they are in the driver's seat for a little bit longer. So it's definitely going to help a bit. Passive experience increase already playing a bit of a role. Nearly 1,000 plus through that. So nothing too crazy yet, but as I said before, it's really the timing on when they kicked in that helped a lot. Hero experience, identical. Everywhere else, they are basically the same. But good damage also from Rospedol's Dragonite. Really playing around that Dragon's Breath cooldown too. Trying to take a few more of the minion waves out. The fort has taken damage, the wall has been eliminated. The team is also assisting as they're moving in from the side and just waiting in the wings in those bushes. Cassia with 31 stacks. It's one of them downsides, I guess, from going into the Dragonite. You can't stack it further. But 31 at the 5-minute mark is already strong. Now level 10 is ready for the blue team. That's obviously a bit unfortunate. No judgment this time. So we get the double layer of defense with bunker plus sanctification for the blue team. And it seems like they're going to be trying to set up another push with a bruiser camp at the bottom of the map. And if they do that and have... I mean, they have everybody here. Sylvanas is here too. If they take that camp, they can destroy the wall 100%. Might be able to get a bit more out of it too. But that's the whole game plan here. Use Sylvanas again, try and break the wall down, take the towers apart, and if you can put some damage on the fort itself, then hey, even better. Riptide is getting used. Mind control. And Garrosh is dead. They pop the Sanctification just to be on the safe side here. Arrow into the back once more. And this is so reminiscent of the push that we saw at the top. They love these pushes with bruiser camps on Dragonshire. And they've done it at the top lane, they've done it at the bot lane, and they're getting big value out of it. Urel, as her ult went into Sacred Ground, has been playing around with that. We've seen that a few times now. Can give you a lot of value on Dragonshire, actually, if played correctly. But it doesn't change the fact that they're losing the fort at the bottom of the map, and that's the second fort that's now eliminated. On both of the Shrine lanes, they've now lost their forts. The Raccoons, again, they're nasty. They are absolute. I mean, these guys are just fighting, and they love to set up these pushes, especially, of course, when they're running Sylvanas. So Blaze is dealing with the top lane. They have one level of an advantage now. And when you just look at the raw damage, it's Sylvanas with 15,000, Hanzo with 12, Cassia, she's the top dog, 21,000 for her. It's really the red team that has the bigger damage numbers on the damage dealers, for sure. Doesn't help them, though, if they're not able to protect their forts. And these pushes are something that you just can't handle. So now we have Disciple, again, busy in the middle. Altars are up again, or shrines, which means we have instantly some control at the top from the red team. Jet Propulsion is already here, and they have full control again. Rospedol, when it comes to shrine control, is doing a very, very good job. They got a Dragonite earlier, and they actually got value out of it, but if they can take this reliably, then they will definitely do well. The problem is that as all of this continues, it seems less and less likely. You're losing your forts at the bottom and the top lane, which means that there's no fountain anymore. You don't have any safety tools where you can just move back, so that's another. And with that, we now have Blaze claiming control of the top shrine, which would allow the blue team to get themselves the Dragonite. They just have to make sure that they can grab it here in the middle. So with a talent advantage, they're happy to take a fight. Unless somebody sneaks down to the bottom of the map and takes the altar there, this is likely going to be a Dragonite for the Raccoons. And Rhaegar is the one that wants it, and he's going to get it. They tried to slow it down, couldn't, so now Rhaegar is marching straight to the middle in an attempt to eliminate the final fort of Rospedol. And Rospedol is going to lose this one. Not able to do anything here. This is taken in seconds. Easily eliminated. And of course now the chance to work another wall down and opening up some avenues to the keeps of the red team. So, fantastic spot for the Raccoons to be in. Game number 2 was... game number 1 was really nice once that they were able to get a bit of momentum here. And now in game number 2, they are essentially continuing that same style. So, down at the bottom of the map, Sylvanas can now enhance this push a bit further. Just a couple of attacks against structures is already going to activate Inspire on these minions, and does. Also make sure that the towers are disabled. Cassia is the one to move down and attempt to deal with it, but we have now even more minions coming in, and this is just towers destroyed, or at least dropped low. Lavakal was moving in, gets now blocked out with the Holy Ground, but thankfully Anduin was close by and could deal with it. Bit of a punt against Machko. One tower down. Side lane opened up too. And they got value here. Experience gap widens. Mid lane, side walls at least have been destroyed, if not the towers. 50 stacks, and obviously once that the mercenary camp is back up at the bottom of the map, they're going for it again. Why wouldn't they? Worked out perfectly for them so far, so let's go again. They got a level 16 talent advantage. There's absolutely no reason not to do this. Take the opponent's minions away as well. And it's party time. With the Siege Giants, if they claim them as well, they have a double camp all of a sudden pushing at the bottom of the map. With level 16. So that wall is gone. And then you have to make sure that you're not losing your keep. 10 minutes into the game. Catapult, Siege Giants, Bruiser Camp, Riptire gets taken out immediately. Urel takes position, mind control, and still stays. Gets the arrow to the face. But the problem is that especially Garrosh is low, and he dies. And this might just be the first keep of the game. The Raccoons, everybody! They called it, the Rabbit Raccoons. And, well, rabbit they are. These guys are on an absolute tear. Look at this. 6 kills to 2 is all they have. But, well, make it 7. But they take Cassia out as well. Urel is gone, and that's game. That's just simply game. We're like 11 minutes into the game, and this is game. This is it. This is where we have the 2-0 lead for them. The perfect timing over and over again with the bruiser camps that they claim on the map, the Sylvanas push combo, the layered defense with Sanctification coming in, and they exploit it perfectly to get themselves a 2-0 lead in the best of 5. GG. Coming up next, we have the third map of the series. If you guys enjoy the content, also consider to head over to patreon.com/Khaldor, support our efforts to keep the Heroes of the Storm esports scene alive there. It's the best way to support the channel. Huge shout out to everybody that is already a supporter. You guys are really helping to keep this alive, and you help us to host event after event for the game here. Especially after Blizzard abandoning this already 7 years ago. It's absolutely fantastic that we're still able to do this here. So big shout out to all of the supporters. And again, if you enjoy the coverage, if you would like to support us, head over there and check it out. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the next game. To the Spider Queen. Map number 3. Guys, it's match point. The Raccoons, they've been absolutely crushing it against Rospedal. And map number 1, at least at the beginning, still looked... I mean, even is maybe exaggerating a bit, but it was... No, it was actually... It was eye level. Back and forth. Red team even got the first few kills. Got the first objective. But then at some point, you know, that just... The game just slipped out of their control. And ever since, the Raccoons have just been more or less speedrunning the series. So now we're going into match point number 1. And the Raccoons have an opportunity to eliminate Rospedal from the tournament now. And move on to the next round where they would, I believe, face off against Exodia Light. So, it's gonna get interesting. To be fair, the Raccoons dropped out from the winner bracket in an absolute unbelievable series. I mean, that match was crazy. I can heavily recommend that if you haven't seen it yet, you check it out. It was Rabbit Raccoons against Gavlo's Gremlins, I believe. No, it was Exodia Light that played against the Gremlins. Was it Rip? Just check the winner bracket matches out. They were awesome. And, yeah, with that said... This is a strong team that finds themselves in the loser's bracket and is of course now trying to get to the grand final. But we'll see if they can pull that off on map 3 or if Rospedal is coming back. Also, a reminder, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, make sure that you hit that like button and sub to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Helps to promote the video to more people that have played Heroes in the past as well and might come back to the game. It's pretty cool to see that we have more and more comments coming in of people that are asking like, hey, this game is still around? Gotta install again. The new patch has definitely made more people interested to at least give the game another shot and check it out. Especially, of course, since some things are now tightened up. With the experience globes not lasting that long anymore, the small ones being removed, you now have a situation where you have to be a bit more diligent with your map awareness and where especially macro game gets some love and not just like this brawling that they had the entire time. So we got Dehaka, Hanzo, and Brightwing now for the blue team. Blaze and Jaina on the other side. With the next few bans coming in. So, yeah, let's see. The Nubarak gets banned out. I'm not actually sure that the Nubarak was really the big one here. Jojo is still available. I would assume that Rospedal is going to pick her. Either way, it's kind of wild to me that there's a chance on the third ban to eliminate Johanna and she might not even... and she's not even being banned out. Instead, we have Ana so that Jaina doesn't get nano boosted. But seeing Jojo not picked early, and now they're not even taking her. Ooh, they go for Stitches with Alexstrasza. Guys, they're going to try and absolutely murder the level 1 talent from Stitches with Hungry for More and make him into an unkillable tank. With Alexstrasza on this map, you can get an enormous amount of globes. So they're playing for late game. Then they have Gorge, they have the Jet Propulsion, they have Jaina. Technically, she could even go for Ring, but Water Elemental gives you a lot of control there too. So there's a lot all of a sudden. But as a front line, I mean, Jojo not banned or picked on Tomb of the Spider Queen is wild. Absolutely wild. I like the combo between Stitches and Alexstrasza though. We've run tournaments where we made that a bounty even. So that brings us to our final pick. As I said, the red team has to step it up. We need to try and win this one or they're out of the tournament. And, well, what are they putting their hopes and dreams on right now? As we're going into the third game. Zagara! Okay! Side lane pushing. Alrighty, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be a wild one. Tomb of Spider Queen, game number 3 between Rospedal and the Raccoons. Raccoons against Rospedal. The series could end right here. We're in Tomb of the Spider Queen. We have on the left in blue, Disciple on Sylvanas. Raccoons with a chance to end the series here. Scorch on Brightwing. We got Lopaka on Tyrael. Ubi on Dehaka. And Morenas is playing Hanzo. Well, over on the right side, we got Rospidol with Machko and Stitches. And there it is, the beauty. Hungry for more with the Alexstrasza combo played by Balor and Circle of Life. Itrax is playing Blaze. We got Bronick on Jaina and Lavakal on Zagara. So, it is party time over here. Well, let's see which team is able to take it. And obviously, also, let's have a little bit of a look to determine how many stacks Stitches can get if he creates this unkillable killing machine at the front that he wants to be. For that, they need to finish the talent on Alexstrasza and then create plenty of globes for him. So, Circle of Life is going to be the big one. And if you, as they do, rotate between the lanes, you should be able to complete all of this very, very quickly. The Raccoons, I'm not quite sure if they really care about it too much, if they're trying to slow that down, interrupt the rotations, or if they're just going to do their thing. Zagara, in the meantime, has not gone into Infest on level 1, but into Corpse Feeders instead. Just mentioning it because as the patch dropped for the first time, there were a couple of teams that were experimenting with Infest Zagara, but it seems that most of them moved away from it, and it hasn't really been played a lot. So I don't think that this is going to be a style that we are going to see a ton of. Down at the bottom of the map now, though, we got Itrax and Lavakal already on the lane dealing with the Siege Giants that they weren't able to claim. The rotation for globes has continued. And the blue team hasn't taken their Bruiser camp yet, which means Lopaka is dealing with this. And woof, Sylvanas gets a kill on Blaze. And then Sylvanas dies. Okay. So, a little bit of action down at the bottom of the map. Kill for a kill, I guess. Zagara able to avenge Blaze, but the wall is still partway falling. The team in red has determined that they would rather push in the middle, though. With success, I might add. Lots of damage done here as well. 5 stacks now, and that's a kill. Jaina gets crushed already in the Winter Spirit, as you could see here. So Jaina gone. And, well, that brings us to level 4 talents for the Raccoons. We'll see the red team with those soon as well. Zagara now with level 4 kicking in. Let's see what we're going to get there. Envenomed Spines, okay. And, yeah, still 7 stacks on the side of Alexstrasza. So she needs a little bit more here. Stitches with 6. Again, it's not only that you get more movement speed as you're getting more of these globes, but you get the extra hit points for Stitches. That also helps your Devour as it procs off your max HP. So there's a lot of really nice and beneficial tools that we're getting. And if you are able to play a long game on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and you get those numbers up real high, then first of all, you're essentially faster than if you're using your mount, and which is great when you gorge somebody. And in addition to that, you are also incredibly difficult to kill and can just act at the front as a magnet for ability cooldowns that your opponent throws at you and therefore protect the rest of the teams with. So we'll see how far they're getting with that. Now, there's a couple more hits now coming. Alexstrasza is sitting at 10 stacks, so they've been busy. They try for Morenas, but Brightwing to the rescue. So, Brightwing was able to grab that for them. Yeah, and down here we might see another little play made by Bronick. They were already aiming for a Disciple, but still fine. And of course, in the mid, I mean, they're actually rotating between the lanes quite a lot. Pretty wildly here. And there's another globe, and that brings us to 13 now for Alexstrasza. So we're essentially there. They are getting the hits in. Yep, they're getting all of this. So that's now 14. One more, and Alexstrasza is done. From that point onward, every single Circle of Life play that she makes is going to give them another globe, and therefore more HP. Now the game is obviously centered around more than only that. Down at the bottom of the map, they're going full wild with Zagara now gone, and the collapse onto Blaze guarantees a second kill to the Raccoons. And with 4 heroes on lane, they're going to go for that fort, and they're going to drop it. We have seen a couple of gems turned in, but I mean, besides that, teams haven't made too much of a play for the objective itself. And this fort getting dropped without web weavers even being used, that's kind of nasty. We are 4 minutes into the game. This is very reminiscent of what the blue team did in game number 2, where they had that top lane push on Dragonshire and took a fort out at, I think, 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. So they're a little bit later to the party this time, but they're still doing well here. Both Jaina and Stitches are now getting more and more globes through Alexstrasza, which is nice to complete their talents or progress them. But the situation still remains. The red team is falling behind in structures, is falling behind in experience, and has only a single kill on the board, whereas the Raccoons have 4. So this is going to matter as things continue. Now, they have a comp that at least to a degree scales, and with level 10 the dynamic is obviously going to change since you have Gorge available for Machko. 13 even more adds to that with a range increase for Stitches. But we'll see how far they can go, because the blue team is probably going to get the kill at the bottom of the map against Itrax, and they just got the Web Weavers. So, yeah, Itrax is going to fall, and the timing could not be worse. Blaze gone, Gems lost, and in addition to that, you have now Web Weavers coming down that Blaze would have been pretty nice to have on the lane for. Then again, okay, Ubi is gone. Alright, so that's not too shabby. They get a counter kill. That definitely makes the defense a lot more realistic and easy. Sylvanas is pushing at the bottom of the map and is now rotating towards the middle to target the next fort. Level 10 abilities for the Raccoons gives them another big lead that they have here. With half a level missing for Rospidol, this is still a tough defense, but it's so much easier now that they were able to take the Haka down. So at least they have a numbers advantage with Blaze guarding the bot lane and everybody else trying to defend the middle after the top was the top where we was already destroyed. 29 stacks for Stitches. Ah, the drag, mind control, the hit with Hanzo's arrow in the back. But they're still fine here. Triple more and no follow-up. Oh, boy. They get the triple more and Jaina isn't here to capitalize on it. That just hurts. If I'm Zagara, I feel cheated. You get the perfect more out and then that happens. Quest is completed for Jaina, by the way. Stitches is sitting at 33 stacks. Oh, 32. So, yeah, he is a beefy boy already. Only 6 minutes into the game. So Alexstrasza is definitely helping here. Is that something that will keep in range? And he does. Is that something that's going to help them potentially win the game? Well, we'll see. Mind control does not connect. You can already see the movement speed. By now he has a 10% movement speed advantage over other heroes. The 5 that you get for the initial talent pick and then the 5 that he got at 20. And now, of course, since we're approaching 40, this is going to increase more. There's Gorge. The wave is out. That should be a kill. Yes! Oh, the sanctification play! Tyrael, what a chat move. Tyrael is such a bro, and then the hook again. Oh my god. They escaped with Sylvanas, and then she gets hooked and killed and loses gems here. Boy, that was... Look at that sanctification, the perfect moment. The Cyber runs around, they thought, okay, I'm safe, and then the hook comes in, goes past Brightwing, and all of a sudden Sylvanas dies anyways. She felt she had it. Sometimes dreams are crushed. And this is one of those moments. So the big rip right there as Rospidol gets a kill and is now also in possession of their first Web Weaver wave. Stitches has 15% movement speed advantage now. Is sitting at 40 stacks. So, yeah, Zagara is getting more damage out. Can try and hit another more here for our girl Jaina. But there's globes, 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 globes. So many globes. And Stitches is gobbling all of them up. He has 1,000 extra hit points right now. So 1,000 extra HP already for Stitches. I'm going to check up on that later. But at this point in time, we have level 13 talents available for the Raccoons. So, yeah, there's that. Arrow, the Haka coming in from behind, tunneling in here. Top fort is gone, but the Web Weavers are also eliminated. Sanctification saves Hanzo. Yeah, Machko with another Devour, and that saves him. 45 stacks now, and boy, they are pulling all the stops here. Damn, son. Every ability thrown out. Alexstrasza with the Dragon Queen transformation. And funnily enough, not a single hero died. So they really went for everything they had. Everybody desperately trying to get kills. And then as the dust settles, the single person has actually fallen. So we have a slight gem surplus for the Raccoons too, that they're trying to use for another turn-in. 34 have already been delivered. Stitches by now at 48 stacks. Again, he is doing pretty darn okay. And look at the 13. Protective coating for Zagara. There is a decent amount of creep still being spread. So the blue team could be a little bit more diligent trying to take those creep tumors out. Stitch is now approaching 50 stacks. And at 60 is going to have the 20% movement speed. Mind control missing again. There's the... I don't think that Tyrael is really going to be under threat here. Arrow! Nice! Morenas with a counterplay immediately. So they're just exchanging a couple of cooldowns here. Ooh! And Bronick dies. Yep. That's the end of Jaina. She's gone. They go for Stitches. Machko still easily able to get out. And obviously on top of that you have also Lifebinder. So 0 problems. Tries the hook and then the dodge from the Haka. Yeah. That's unfortunate. And there's the turn-in. They're turning in right now. They should have enough. Scorch is not going to complete it, but they will probably pull that off with Ubi, yes, in the middle. More and more tools from Alexstrasza. 54 stacks now for Stitches. As I said, at 60 he's going to have a 20% movement speed advantage. He can just run into the opponent's team right now and get a Gorge going. But that only gives you so much. Range has been ready for a while now, obviously. Yeah, Gorge is back up, but they have to deal with the Web Weavers now. Each team has lost a single fort. Likely going to change now with the Raccoons pressuring. Damage output, we have 42,000 for Hanzo, 36,000 for Zagara. She's the top damage dealer for Rospedol. But they have to still rely on Jaina's damage whenever there is a Gorge play happening, because she needs that burst. Zagara needs to get away here. Ooh, literally in that corner. Right wing is coming in to help out too. And Zagara is a little bit going left and right like a drunken sailor. Just literally trying to dodge a tong that never comes. And now Zagara is still alive. The double more against Hanzo and Brightwing. And Brightwing is toast. They get a kill here. Jaina then gets kicked around too, so she's gone. But the Haka is dead, so is Hanzo. I mean, they are crushing them now. All of a sudden, the red team is getting kills in. They have not lost another fort. I thought they could save this one. To be fair, I think the hit points were all up. So, yeah, the fort is gone. They lost one, but they have a turn-in now. They can definitely turn in here. So, the turn-in is possible. And Stitches is sitting at 60. He's sitting at 60 globes at this point. So, I'd say let's take a quick look at him. He is currently sitting at 7,000 7,000 HP in total. 7,000 hit points for him. Tyrael is at 4,700, just to give you a little bit of a comparison here. And Dehaka is at 4,400. So, suffice it to say, Stitches is a big boy already, and this is not going to change. He can control that front. He can definitely now do his thing here. Another hook! And there's the sanctification from Tyrael as they're making their move. Quick gobble up against the Haka. Not even to isolate him, but just to get him out there and get the Siege Giants, which they now have. Another hook, and this time Tyrael is not able to escape. Tyrael goes down. It tracks. Yeah, gets healed. The explosion still hit him before the heal came through, but he survives. And that's now 8 kills to 7, so Rospedol is starting to do work. Ubi, dead too, has lost all of his stacks on the level 7 talent. The gambit is over. And this is where things are starting to get a bit crazy for the Raccoons. They have a 2-0 lead, they have a chance to end the series, but it is all of a sudden the red team that is making all the big plays. They're going for the objective, or sorry, for the structure, for the fort at the bottom of the map first. The objective has already been grabbed, so before the web weavers are on the ground, they are able to take one of the bigger structures out, and now they have a shot at eliminating the last one in the middle of the map. We have Stitches at 7,500 HP, and we're going to take a look later on to see how that progresses. 69 stacks now. Nice. Heading into 70. And it's just, they're going to keep it coming. We're 14 minutes in. And again, ever since Alexstrasza completed her quest, they are absolutely just stacking him up. It is pretty nasty. And have fun killing him. It's not impossible or anything, but you have to throw everything at Stitches right now to get him. And let's not forget, it's not only Devour that gives him survivability. You have Alexstrasza behind you with Lifebinder that can throw that out as well. Another hook, And Lopaka is instantly in trouble. The fort in the middle, obviously, immediately gone. Sylvanas at least defending up at the top. And the Raccoons now on the back foot, desperately trying to defend here. Most of the walls have been opened up around these keeps. The hooks just keep flying out time and time again. And then we have Stitches just blocking whatever he can here. It's kind of interesting, by the way, that Jaina, for example, hasn't really been able to complete her baseline yet. So she's sitting at 22,000 damage. Less damage than Blaze, by the way. So Jaina hasn't really had the biggest impact in this game so far. She's been struggling a bit. Hanzo with 73,000 damage. We had 60,000 for Zagara in the meantime. And Stitch's main job is just hooking people and tanking damage. He's just sitting there presenting himself as a target and is like, guys, keep him coming. Just keep him coming. And yeah, there's another hook coming out. Stitches is soon... I mean, honestly, this talent was capped at some point. I'm pretty sure it was capped at 20% movement speed. But I think the cap has been removed. As if I remember correctly, that was actually in the tooltip. So I don't know how much Stitches, how much movement speed Stitches can get. He's at 80 now. He should have 25% movement speed increase now. And Hanzo is just gone. Hanzo is just instantly gone. I mean, look at Stitches. He's basically faster than his mount. I don't think he's going to mount from here on out any longer. 80 stacks. I don't know how high this can go. How high can you theoretically go with your movement speed on Stitches just through your level 1? I mean, he stopped mounting. Like, he's faster now. So he doesn't need to mount any longer. So he's already starting to turn in. They go for the boss here. Blue team has gotten the web weavers. While Stitches was attempting to turn in at the top spot, they all went down to the bottom of the map and turned in there. They still have the early level 20 talent, and they're trying to use it right here. Mind control! And there it is. They get the kill on Blaze, and the timing could not be better. So the Raccoons are definitely not out of this yet. The Raccoons, they might struggle a little bit against that monster at the front, but they are all in all doing a stellar job still in pressuring and getting these side lane kills that they keep coming. Stitches is rushing around, trying to slow them with the pulverizing, get that hook connected. Oh, that arrow. Yeah, that arrow went nowhere. Hanzo is the one that is dealing currently with the boss at the top. Web Weavers obviously helped with that too. The only thing that the blue team seems to be getting out of this push is the fort in the middle. Which, to be fair, puts them on eye level with the red team again. But... well, there's the hit, and Sylvanas gets gorged up and gets killed. Jaina gets her quest completed, has the ice block now, and we have 90 stacks for Stitches and level 20. So yeah, just to give you a bit of an idea again, 8,800 hit points. That's where Stitches is sitting. Comparison, Blaze is at 6,300. Dehaka at the front line, 5,200. And then we have Tyrael, who's sitting at 5,500 as well. So Stitches is by far the beefiest boy in the game. Now that they have hit level 21, and he got a few more stacks, he's now sitting at 9,200. So yes, he's going, if this continues, he will hit 10k. We're 18 minutes in. It's all a question now, obviously, of how much damage they can do, how soon this game is going to end, how much time there is to stack the level 1 talent. But they are going to have more than... how do you kill him? I mean, seriously, think about it. How at this point do you actually kill him? That's the big question. So, yeah. He's on the mount right now, after all. Not quite sure why. But, yeah. There's the push through the middle. He's going to hit 100. 100%. He's going to be at 100, which is just wild. That's 2,500 extra hit points. That's half the hit point pool of Lopaka, Ontario. Yeah. So, with that, the keep, very likely gone. I mean, the Raccoons, again, they have their trouble dealing with this. This doesn't seem like they can recover. Right now, it is the Rospidol show. They have come... They had troubles at the beginning, to be fair. And then they just completely just honed in on the strength that they had as a 5-man. Are able to work around those hooks, the gorge, the burst damage from Jaina. the sustain that we're getting from Zagara, and Stitches just being the pillar of the team the entire time. I mean, it's working for them. They've taken one keep out, and they've done more damage down at the bottom of the map. Again, the reminder, this isn't over. So there is still a chance that the Raccoons are claiming this. If they can start a bit of a cascade of kills, then it's just lights out. That's just what it is this late. They're playing with... I mean, they have a couple of high-risk plays here. But the helping hand, and then the isolation, and now Blaze. Oh my god, he still gets out. Yeah, Alexstrasza instantly also with the Dragon Queen. But those were some neat plays from the Raccoons regardless. So they're really still looking for that opportunity and for that chance to get a kill and then snowball these fights a little bit. Exactly the way that they should do it. But Stitches is now at 9,800 hit points. So we're going to get to the 10k. We had actually, back in the day, this combo was even stronger. I still remember Stitches... I mean, it must have been like 2-3 years ago. I think back, like, again, this got adjusted at some point. But 2-3 years ago, we had a Stitches with, I believe, 12,000 or even 13,000 hit points at the end. Machko in this game is already insane. But imagine 12 to 13,000 hit points on a hero. That's just incredible. So, they try to go for Tyrael here. Lopaka still attack. Oh, Blaze, Blaze! Gets the heals. That's where Alexstrasza is just absolutely perfect. Gets the big hits out and keeps them alive. So, a couple more globes are up. Arrow, this time on Zagara in the back. And Blaze has to bunker it up. But the blue team is not letting up on this. Ice block already used by Bronek. The Maw against Tyrael. And the blue team is still pushing. They have to be careful that they're not getting hooked. This is obviously the big risk. That you are starting to push into Stitches a little bit. All of a sudden you get hooked. And then once you lose a hero, the game just goes against you. But they are now trying to go for the boss, and this will also force the hand of the red team a little bit. They have to go towards the top and throw that hook out, see if Machko is able to get somebody here. They don't have enough gems for a turn-in yet, but the boss is about to be claimed and will be taken. The hook doesn't hit anything, and this is a 22-minute boss that is now taken by the Raccoons. So this is big. This is huge. Rospiedol... Again, they can still lose this, and they're fully aware of it too. Stitches is going to be waiting for that hook here from the side. Let's see if he can land it, and the answer is no. Obviously, the blue team is completely aware of where they need to position themselves here and what they need to be afraid of, so they're just trying to get away from any spot where Stitches could become a huge threat. They break through the wall at the top, but I'm not sure if they can get... Uh-oh, there's the hook, alright. I'm not sure if they can get the keep, and I think the answer to that is no. Look how Stitches is absolutely unafraid. We should be a little bit afraid, because now he's dead. Machko is dead. Ooh, yeah! If Alexstrasza, after he started with his Hungry Stitches, would have been able to close the gap a little bit, she might have been able to get the heal. Stitches gone. This is going to trigger an immediate, full-on rampage from the Raccoons. They gotta do it now. Stitches has 10,000 hit points. He's at 113 stacks. This is the chance. This is the opportunity. It's the 5 versus 4, and Stitches is gone. Who was a huge problem. They can go for Jaina, drop her as well, and all of a sudden there's momentum. The Raccoons with a play for the keep at the top. That's the minimum. The keep is the minimum. You lost the keep on the left. You have to at least reclaim the structural parity here. So they go for the keep. They want more. They are not able to connect that mind control with Blaze though. And it's 44 seconds until Jaina is back. They get... Uh-oh, that's Blaze and the heal. The heal from Alexstrasza. Nice. So they're starting to fall back here. The next problem is that we have catapults on the core now. And keep in mind, we're 24 minutes into the game, so this is going to hurt. But thankfully for them, they have their own spawning too. They can't go for the core directly. And down at the bottom of the map, this keep could take a little bit of damage as well. So, Machko actually died once. Got a little bit too greedy there. I mean, he was far away from the rest of the team, of course. So, 10,000 hit points against, well, 5,800 and 6,000. So, yeah. Oh, God. Lopaka. No Gorge. Gorge on... Oh, there's the double. Alright, so, Hungry Stitches again. Arrow. Zagara gets hit. No more, no nothing from Zagara. Oh, the stun. Really nice. He got a lot on Zagara here. They try to go for Stitches again from the looks of it and drop him low. But it's all about what Alexstrasza can do whenever she throws that out. Another hook on Brightwing. Has to retreat as well, obviously. Yep. And more globes for Stitches. The party continues. Stitches is just racing this. Absolutely racing this. Throws another hook out. Can't connect that though. But we have him nearly at 11,000 HP right now. So yeah, he's crushing it. Red Web Weavers are also summoned. And now that you're 25 minutes into the game, I mean, this is really the play. So yeah. Damage output, let's have a look at that. 122,000 for Hanzo. Joined the 6-digit club a long time ago. Same for for Zagara, who's at 107,000. Sylvanas with 87k. Looking good. But can't really hold a candle to the other two. So now more keeps are gonna fall here. The Haka is still sitting up at the top. But the keep down here, you won't be able to save it. Rospiedol looking for opportunities. One Gorge, tries for more, gets Hanzo as well, and there's the jet propulsion. Hanzo at a minimum should die. The Haka comes in, tries to save them. Hanzo's able to get away. Tyrael is also still alive, and Brightwing is able to get the heal. I am impressed. I thought both of them would be dropped, but no, not a single one has fallen. So here's the opportunity, I suppose, to try and get a kill again. More is used. Mind control misses. Boy, if this Cybele connects the mind control here, I think they have a shot at taking him out again. But not the case. 120 stacks. 124 for Stitches. 125. 126. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. The Raccoons, they are hating this. They're absolutely hating this. They're looking at this guy at the front and they're like, guys, come on, how are we going to take him down? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Machko is, I mean, he's not unkillable, but he's nearly unkillable. How much damage does Stitches have, actually? 40,000. I thought, honestly, with the ults that he's been throwing out, there would be a little bit more. Alexstrasza is the only one that hasn't died yet. If she dies, then that opens up so many opportunities. By now, we have another turn-in attempt by the blue team. And honestly, they got the gems. So if they can deliver here, they might be able to pull something off. Here comes again the play for the Haka. Oh, the arrow. Alright, they dodged the arrow, but I mean, they accomplished what they wanted to. At the end of the day, the goal was to save the Haka. He gets gorged up again. Oh, sorry, not gorged, but hooked again. Maw does not hit him. Ubi has been amazing on so many heroes, but you gotta give him some credit here. Might have died 3 times, but the amount of times that he safeguarded the team here is big. So now they go for the boss again. Guys, we're 28 minutes into this game. 28 minutes! They go for the mind control. Stitches gets attacked. They go for Zagara, and she dies! She dies! The ult on Alexstrasza did not connect. Zagara is gone. Oh, can they kill Hanzo? Yeah, Hanzo is low, but they target Scorch instead. Brightwing gets out. Jaina is dead. I have no idea how Morenas is alive. How the fuck is Morenas alive? How is Brightwing alive? What just happened here? Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Finally, they get the hook on Hanzo and kill him, but that was insane. Unbelievable that these guys survived for that long. The Haka is now back. Stitches is gobbling up whatever he can. Gets, the jet propulsion, Brightwing, and she's dead as well. The Haka is trying to defend, actually comes in. The core is losing hit points on the blue team side. There's catapults and siege giants on the core. They're trying to fight the fights here, but this battle as it started out was absolutely nasty. Blue team's core is now down to 67%. The minion waves are not enough. They're gonna need more. And Stitches, I mean, again, he is just not... This is not normal. 134 stacks. The core is down to 41%. Catapults have done even more damage. Zagara dying. Honestly, when Zagara died and Brightwing and Hanzo initially survived, I thought, okay, this is where they're going to end it. But now the turn-in is happening, Sylvanas is coming in, and the problem is that there's a boss at the top, and once that boss is taken, the game is over. A 30-minute boss, you cannot save this anymore, even with the keep on the lane. It's just not possible. They have to do something about it, and they're just not. They're letting it happen. They're letting it happen. And it blows me away. The boss is taken. How do you think you're going to stop this? I don't think that's possible. So, I mean, prove me wrong, but this is... I don't think that boss can be defeated. And I'm talking about Stitches here, by the way. So, yeah. Jaina is dead. That's a good start, but they need a lot more if they want to make that work. So Jaina is gone. Stitches is doing what Stitches does and just eating people. I mean, he is really greedy, so eats everybody. There's the hook, though, and again, the ult from Alexstrasza to save the day. And I was wrong. They're not going to lose the game here. I'm actually amazed. 30 minutes into the game, and they're not losing the game, but they've lost the final keep. Now the only question is, can they take some keeps out? Because if not, then they're going to lose it eventually. Because the catapults will just be too strong. But yeah, Brightwing is here. They have that push still going on. Brightwing can then join the rest of the team. Some of these keeps, at least one more, needs to be taken out, or it's just toast. So we have 16 seconds for Jaina. Another hook. Disciple is able to jump out. Good for him. They're at the bottom of the map. The web beavers are gone, but they're here with a push. They get the mind control. Alexstrasza doesn't have an ult. Alexstrasza doesn't have an ult, but the bunker is there. There's too many layers of defense. Too many tools for Rospiedol, and Jaina is back. They try again, and Alexstrasza is ready with the ult and throws it out. They just can't kill anything anymore. 14, well, it's not quite true. They can't kill the front line. 14 kills to 12. Stitches is by now, where is he? Where's Stitches? Oh, yeah, that should be the end. Sylvana's gone, that should be it. Another hook. Stitches at 143 stacks and 12,000 hit points. 12,000 hit points. They gobble up everything inside, and this is the end. Okay, there it is. That's game. That's Sylvana's gone. That's Tyrael gone. And they're going for the Haka. Stitches, the unkillable, has officially reigned supreme here and has shown them how it's done. I mean, he can take anything. Look at this. Look at that speed. That movement speed alone. Ridiculous. Stitches just runs in and he just doesn't care. Why would he? Stitches just sitting there. It's like, yeah, we're going to crap all over them right now. So that's game. That's a point on the board for Rospiedol. They pulled it off. Alexstrasza Stitches. The combo. Ingenious. And that is game. Tomb of the Spider Queen goes to Rospiedol. GG. So, after Racencourt Stitches was able to win it for Rospiedol, now we're going into game number 4. Shoga gets banned. I don't think that they're going to ban Stitches here. I just don't see it. But it was pretty impressive to see what Rospiedol was able to do with it. Stitches was just unkillable at some point, more or less. So, totally crazy. And, yeah, just wild. I mean, his movement speed was ridiculous towards the end. And his hit point pool... I mean, what did he hit? He was at 146 globes and had 12,000 hit points, I believe. 11,000, 12,000. So yeah, totally nasty. There were a couple of really nice moves by the Raccoons, though. I mean, they had a couple of super sweet plays where they nearly won the game, and even the attacks against Stitches later were sweet. If Blaze wasn't able to throw down a bunker every time, or Alexstrasza get the heal out, there would have been more kills against Stitches and then opportunities to take out the rest of the team too. So now we have Sylvanas and we have Rhaegar as the picks for the initial picks for the blue team. Match point again for them, obviously. And yeah, with Blaze taken, Junkrat and Brightwing. I have to admit it would have been kind of funny if they now locked in Alexstrasza and Stitches. It would have been hilarious. Go for the same comp again. Now keep in mind that Aldrich Pass is obviously a very different map than Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tomb of the Spider Queen has the lanes insanely close together. Very easy to rotate from lane to lane and get yourself a couple of extra globes and stack Alexstrasza, for example, early in the game. So, yeah. Now, Genji gets banned out. And yeah, our final ban is also coming through. This could be a Zeratul map, by the way. Just as a map. I talked about Ubi's Zeratul a bit earlier. He played the Haka quite a bit. Not saying that we're going to get to see that, but always an option with him. So Urel and Muradin are the choices for now. Very annoying. Nice to create some space, get some stuns in. Sylvanas is something that they've been relying upon on quite a bit. Now, Disciple. Are we going to get Orphea again? Hasn't been banned here. Could still be taken. And for Rospidol, after the ingenious draft in game number 3, what's going to be here? Stitches Falstad. They still rely on Stitches. It's a little bit of a different attempt. They're not trying to just beef him up, but they want the isolation plays still. And there's the Zeratul pick right there. They're going to swap heroes around a bit. So Ubi on Zeratul and Disciple is going to go for Urel. I told you we would see it at some point in the series. All direct pass, everybody. Let's go. Map number 4. The Raccoons, some sleepless nights ahead of them with nightmares of a Stitches that they are never able to kill. Now we have another one of those bad boys, but thankfully with Patchwork Creation on level 1. On the left in blue, the Raccoons with Disciple on Urel. We get Scorch on Rhaegar. Ubi, as expected, is playing Zeratul. They swapped the heroes around with Morenas now on Sylvanas and Lopaka on Muradin. Over on the right side of the map, we get Machko on Stitches. We have Lavakal on Junkrat. Balor is playing Brightwing. Itrex on Blaze. And Bronek on Falstad. So, let's get the show on the road and have a look on what's going to happen here. At this point, yeah, those hooks, they will keep flying. He got a lot of really good connects in the last game, and the hit point pool won't be able to keep up with what we saw on Tomb of the Spider Queen. But those hooks, they can still be a pretty big problem. So, yeah. Let's have a bit of an idea of what's happening on especially the side of Zeratul. He comes in with Shadowhunter on level 1. So he's going to focus on the squishies, obviously. So let's see what we're going to get there. Okay. So we have over on the right side, we have Itrax and his boys trying to go straight for the camp. Over on the left, this one is already being claimed. I mean, again, it's the usual pattern. The camp spawn a little bit earlier right now, but it's more or less the same thing that we have. It is all about trying to get that camp through the mid lane until we have bosses up on the map with give you a little bit more that you can do. So now that they even got a kill on Falstad, it's at least a nice start for the Raccoons. They were very eager to end this all with a 3-0, but then obviously Tomb of the Spider Queen happened and that was a wild game. So top side, that's where we're having Itrax and Ubi go up against each other. For Zeratul, it means just trying to progress a little bit, get his quests completed, make sure that he gets the mobility, and then later on he's going to go for Falstad, Junkrat, and Brightwing. And just as a bit of a side note, think about how wild this is, at least to an extent that Falstad was picked into Zeratul. Ubi's Zeratul is kind of known. This is a pretty strong Zeratul player. And yeah, by the way, I'm talking out of my butt right now because Zeratul was last pick. Sorry, my apologies. Zeratul obviously then made as a pick so much more sense, but I still am a little bit surprised that they did not think that would happen eventually. I mean, I talked about it in game number 1 already, that we should expect it in the series. So yeah, Zeratul has a very target-rich environment on the other side. So that's the thing. But right now, we have Itrax body blocked at the top. Unable to get a kill, but at least they're forcing a reaction out of Brightwing. Muradin sitting in the middle. And it's just... I mean, every time you see two tanks go up against each other, it's basically just an elephant race. It's just like nothing happens. It's just like nothing happens then. So, camps again claimed it's a little bit more of a slow-paced game. We have the occasional gank happening with Falstad dying earlier, but now that the objective is up, it might still take until level 7 until we have teams make a commitment here. Zeratul obviously waits also for his quest to be completed. He wants to get this done as quickly as possible. Cooldown reduction is always quite nice. You want to have mobility here. You want to have your wormhole and everything. Might have the Nerazine later on level 10 too. And all of a sudden you have the mobility that allows you to just jump on heroes like Falstad, Brightwing and Junkrat. and try and get kills here. I mean, already forcing Brightwing to help out Bronick, and that's without the quest being completed or having any additional tools here. But that's not gonna last forever. Muradin is now slowly making moves for the first objective for the prisoner camp here. Yeah. And there's the hook against Rhaegar. Yeah, nice body block too. That's a really good body block. Wasn't blocking him down. I mean, this was a one-man body block, so that was pretty sweet. We get another kill, a second one against the red team. This time Blaze is the one that dies. With level 7 we now have Wormhole, so that already gives way more options to Zeratul, trying to be aggressive here. And just poke with damage a little bit. Just sneak in, say hi, and then move back out. So now, talking about it, it's going to try and use that at the bottom of the map. Bronick instantly moving back is like, yeah, I'm not going to have any of this. Quest is completed too, so that helps a lot. And Ubi is slowly but steadily getting there. I think he's going to be the biggest problem for Hospital. His Zeratul, when he's in form, is amazing. And he could single-handedly rip that backline apart. Like a surgeon wielding a scalpel, coming in and just getting one hero cut after another. So, already some extra damage against Machko, I guess. Good Stormbolt timing there too. Get the rest of the team in. And Brightwing to the rescue once again. Sylvanas, on the other hand, yeah, is getting smacked into the ground. Alright. So, not too bad. All the way up at the top, we have, yeah, at this point, just a little bit more experience being soaked by the teams. Level 10 is not there yet. In the middle, we have now Bronick doing his thing. Ubi. Ubi gets the kill. Yeah, that's the problem right there. It was a close call, but he still locked the kill in, and this is exactly what I talked about earlier. In this case, Falstad thought that he still had a chance to fight this out and, yeah, I don't know, get the kill himself, or at least trade, but that didn't happen. And once that we have Might of the Nerazim, for example, those hopes are completely gone, and here come the ult. Might of the Nerazim is ready. We got Sacred Ground 2. Mind Control, and instantly Mind Control used. Brightwing again attempting to help. Stormbolt connects with 2, and that's the end of Bronick. The healer is out, still no level 10 for Rospiadol. So, big opportunities here for the blue team. They are going for the objective again, and the main mission for the red team is now to get themselves a rogue ability so that they can play and do, yeah, fight back at least. Gust is now in. And obviously this objective should go to the blue team. Are they getting greedy enough to go for the camp? No. Not with level 10 now on both sides. Damage output, there hasn't been too many fighting, but Urel is the one in the 101 against Blaze the entire day that is now sitting at 13,000 damage. Falstad 11k. Still some top lane action with another Mind Control against the birdie. Lopaka's in trouble though. Muradin gets the cooldown back, jumps away. Might still fall to Falstad. Somebody needs to shut that birdie down, and, well, they might actually be able to do something here. Riptire, Sacred Ground, Muradin, okay dude. Just jumps in with 0 hit points. Trade kicks in, and they are still all alive here. Okay. We still have Zeratul at the bottom of the map. We would have loved that brawl at the top. Falstad now flying with the first objective. They haven't really done too much yet. Zeratul is probably the most dangerous to them. And yeah, for that reason, Blaze is down. Now, the problem is that, oh my god, he gets away. Sylvanas killed Stitches at the top. And down here, yeah, Zeratul actually made it. So he gets a kill against Blaze, and then he's able to move out of harm's way as Falstad was hoping for an easy kill and revenge. So, not too shabby. Ubi, therefore, with kill number 2, I believe. They haven't gotten a lot out of the objective, though. So they got the Raiders, the cavalry, but they weren't able to take any of the forts out. They opened some of the walls up, and that was essentially it. Level 13, that also gives us the Mending Strikes. So, a little bit of sustain, a couple of heals. Make things easier here for Ubi as well. Again, I said it before and I say it again. He's the threat. He's the biggest threat right now. Rest of the team is going to try and tee him up. They're going to make their own moves. But Zeratul, if they can't control him, Ubi is going to destroy them. Rhaegar gets actually hit by the stun here. There's always the moment when you're hoping that the caster didn't catch it. But yeah, I did on camera there. They are going for that boss. Stitches has a Gorge on Muradin. I'm not quite sure if the jump is still available. And it looks like the answer is no. They got the boss though. Muradin. Oh, the Ancestral. Yeah, the Ancestral, and there's the Mind Control. So now they have the boss, and they can potentially even make a couple of plays here. Urel at the top is pushing for Brightwing, by the way, and has interrupted Brightwing before Balor could go down to the bottom of the map. So, yep. That is getting pretty annoying for them too. Now, there is a chance that they can come in here and even get a kill. Even if Sylvanas is just able to disable the fort for a bit, that would be awesome. But they go for Blaze! And he bunkers up. Just as the rest of the team are starting to drop massively low. Which obviously means that also, with Brightwing moving down, Urel is now alone at the top lane. And can empower this push and go for, well, was alone at the top lane, could have empowered the push and gone for the fort, but Falstad uses his global and flies straight up top in order to deal with it. Yeah, there it is. The beauty of having a few globals that you can change up on. But that also means that the birdie has now a bullseye on his back. He's trying to stay close to the fort for the armor mechanic. Keep in mind, once the minion wave is there, you can jump on it. And there it is. They want the birdie. They're gonna get the birdie. If Zeratul wants chicken, he's gonna get chicken. So Bronek is dead, and they can still make the play for the fort. There is Lavekal getting interrupted. Riptire is not able to take out the minion wave. So it does more damage to the fort. Still in play though. Disciple is jumping out, but while this happens, we have another push executor at the bottom of the map. It's a very nice macro approach right now from the Raccoons too. Urel dies, gets hooked by Stitches and eliminated, but still, that doesn't change the fact that we now have essentially some hot zones for Rospedol all over the map. We have the top lane, we have the bot lane, they're both getting attacked here. More experience is coming together for the blue team. They have one level lead, a bit more than that even, and a level 16 talent advantage. Zeratul has been ripping them a new one and is now sitting at 23,000 damage. Could even go into the top damage slot here. And it's starting to really become a problem. 7 kills to 2. Objective being pressured as well. And while the team is lingering around the prisoner camp, we have Zeratul back up towards the top. Gets the experience in for the team. Can take a quick look at that too. You can already see that in min experience the Raccoons are ahead as well. And Zeratul is just easily starting the boss up. It's going to get some assistance quickly, but they want to go for more big plays here. So Disciple going again for the minion wave, get the experience, and then Urel is going to assist. Blaze is only defending. I don't think they have any idea that this is happening. Sacred Ground is out. Nobody's double checking this. I don't think they had any vision lately. Itrax is going to have a look, but they're not going to be able to do anything because the team is down at the bottom of the map. Hook dodge, nicely. Good job by Sylvanas. Can they get the objective? I mean, maybe 30 seconds? The blue team is obviously rotating in for it, but do they have enough time to stop it? I guess they do. Stormbolt any seconds against Stitches. Mind Control. Brightwing to the rescue. There's the Gorge, but Brightwing now in trouble. Whoa, and the Gust saved at least Brightwing. But the problem is that Stitches died. Could save the healer, but not the tank. And now they can, of course, go also for the next set of cavalry. The topside fort has already been eliminated. Now the little gank with Zeratul and Urel is going to take down Blaze. And the boss is still active and breaking through the wall at the top. So the Raccoons with some really incredible play. It's not only the team fights that we have and the individual performance of some of the players here, but really just the big scheme of things that they... Like, just the vision on the map itself. Attacks at the top, attacks at the bottom, going for the objective, locking another boss in. They're just very smoothly moving from one play to the next, and it gives them now a 2-level lead and a mad advantage as they're heading in with the next objective against the red team. Now, we've seen insane comebacks in this game, not only in the series. We had actually also a reverse sweep already, but we had also games where you would have thought, okay, there is no way the underdog turns it around, and they did. So Rospidol can still turn this game around, but I think it's fair to say that at this point it would be quite the performance. Urel is gonna die though. Gets gobbled up and brought outside of the sacred ground, so Urel is gone. The fort in the middle has obviously been destroyed, and now they're going to try and do more damage on the rest of the lanes. But that was a really good kill against Urel, and something that helps them with defense. And they need to defend and buy some time. Mind control. Yeah, no dice here. But the wall is opened up, and I think they're probably going to leave it at that. If they would have gotten a kill here, different story, but that wasn't the case. Sylvanas is still boosting her damage numbers a little bit, I'd say. Yep. Zeratul, careful. Yeah, Stitches. They get some extra damage in. Yeah, not too bad. And all of a sudden, we're having Forset in trouble, and Bronick is most likely gonna die. Oh, gets into the bunker and is able to escape. Good for him. Barlow, on the other hand, with Brightwing, was also suffering a lot of HP losses here. And then Zeratul just says, you know what? I'm gonna take that. This is a 4 versus 5. I don't care. We got level 20, baby. Goes in, takes Brightwing out, and then gets hooked. Nice. Good play from Stitches. That was important. So Brightwing is at least eliminated. They're trying to get the kill on Rhaegar. He has no Ancestral left, and that means that he indeed falls. But they're still hoping to get some damage in on that keep, but they just can't take this thing down anymore. So the 2 kills that we saw are nice for Rospidol. That helps them a little bit here. Closes the gap. Gets them closer to 20. But of course, they're still losing ground everywhere. And I think it's noteworthy that there isn't a single fort that has been taken out by Rospidol yet. So, yeah, that's another problem. With 3, they go to the top, they connect the CC, and that is junk red gone. The red team is going for the boss at the bottom of the map, and you know what? They're aware of it. So they're just going for keeps. They're like, you can take all the bosses that you want in this game. We couldn't care less. Take the boss. Take the fort with the boss. We're gonna take your keep down. And we're still gonna win that trade. Like, what is this boss gonna do? Seriously, what is this boss gonna do? Answer, it's gonna take down the fort. That's it. If you're lucky, the wall at the keep. For that, you just lost your own keep at the top lane. And yeah, so Raccoons, all the right plays. They get a lead now on the objective. I would still assume that the red team is going to interrupt it and not just let it happen. But any advantage that you can get there is obviously nice. Stitches with the hungry Stitches again. Wind tunnel. Hook dodged. And yeah, I don't like that Disciple stayed this long. I don't understand why he stayed this long. He should have honestly just jumped away once that they showed up. So now Urel is dead again. And Muradin too. I'm not sure what that idea was. Yeah, if you want to throw a game, that's exactly how you do it. That's exactly how you throw a game. So if you ever needed a tutorial, this is a good way to making that happen. Now it's going to take something in order to throw that, but that is the first step into the right direction. Spoiler alert, the second keep is not going to fall. Mind control, Zeratul gets a few hits in, Brightwing says hello, but yeah, they have a chance to go for that keep at the bottom of the map now, especially with Possession and Sylvanas. So Urel, just to reiterate this real quickly, Urel should have moved away immediately, not wait to be stunned out and then like Gorge. Muradin jumping in, why? Most of your guys aren't there, just let them retake that. There is no loss there. So now the fort in the middle is likely gone. To be fair, the second keep that was just removed by the Raccoons means that there's now only 1 armor shield left on the core. So that's big. But the objective is now going to be taken too. So it's 11 kills to 8. Both of the teams are now on level 28. Fort in the middle is gone. Fort at the bottom is low and will soon fall to the objective. And now we have the boss pushing all the way up at the top. Now, do I think that the Raccoons are losing keeps here? No. They're not. But they gave Rospidol a chance to bring it back. Can Rospidol pull it off? That's a very, very different question. But they're gonna try. Urel gets gobbled up. Riptire. Yeah, Zeratul gets the Ancestral, is alive, comes back in, bam, kills Stitches. And now they're going to try and farm the rest of the team and then go for the game. So, Raccoons with some extremely good team fighting here that will likely win them the game and the series. But a couple of iffy moments that nearly allowed Rospidol to bring it back. Junkrat is gone. They're trying to go for Blaze next. Falstad is getting crushed by Zeratul as so often. And that's obviously the end of the game and the series. So after a little moment of weakness, the Raccoons still brought it back. Great victory from them. 71,000 damage for Sylvanas. We have 50,000 for Blaze. Sorry, for Falstad on the red team side. And that's game. 3-1 victory. The Raccoons move on to the next round of the losers bracket, where they face off against Exodia Light as Rospidol drops out of the tournament.